Hey, how's everyone doing? This is T Rob with the Biz Pulse coming at you again. I've got some great info for you tonight. If you're looking to do paid ads, this is going to be a great show. I've got Aashna Makin here, and she is going to really teach you a lot about paid ads. Just real briefly, she's been in digital marketing for over 5 years. She's managed over 5 million in ad spend, so she definitely knows what she's doing. And she's here to talk to us about some Facebook ad training that she does. So I'm going to bring her in and let her tell us all about it. Hey,
Hey,
well, welcome.
thank you.
Yeah, I love your sweatshirt, by the way.
Oh,
Um,
thanks.
so, so I did the intro, but I'd love to just for you to tell people, kind of where you started and what you're doing now.
Right. So, like as you mentioned, I've been in the paid ad space for around 5.5 years now. I began my career as an SEM analyst with an agency based here in North America. So that's pretty much where I started off for like 2.5 years of my career has all been doing Google ads day in and day out. Like I had become a Google production machine. You could anytime wake me up and I could like start producing Google ads for businesses. So I have managed around 150 different business niches, like ranging from small budgets like 500 $600 a month to managing like high end accounts like $1 million in ad spend also. That's a role that I did for around 2.5 years, after which I realized that. And while I was working at the agency, I was a part of a lot of training programs. That time average page position was like sinking down, and auction insights had become very important to look at. So that's what that's where passion for training and process improvement came into me. And 2.5 years into the role, I realized I wanted to get more deeper into marketing space, and now just not become like a SEM or a Google ad specialist. I switched
Yeah.
over to another agency. And I mean that this is here where I learned a lot about marketing at a holistic level. Now I was no more a media buyer, but I had become like a 360-degree digital marketer now, where I would look at funnels, landing page. You talk about email marketing, copywriting. So and because it was a startup, so it was completely like all everything falls under one umbrella.
Yeah.
And that's what I really enjoy doing, and there has been no looking back from there. And yeah, I did that role, and then I decided to go in house. I realized that it's much better to get I was doing some freelancing also, and then I realized it's much better to work for one brand as opposed to managing different clients. At that point in time, I decided to go in house. I was managing campaigns again, like single handedly for so what I have realized is marketing teams were as big as like 10 to 15 to 20 people, but when it comes to paid ads, it's just like one person running the entire show, which in a way
Right.
helped me become omni-channel media buyer. You speak about Google ads, Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, Twitter, Pinterest, you name the platform, and now I had become used to running ads on those platforms. And yeah, I did that role, and then I moved to Canada. I did a marketing management course from here. And post that, yeah, I've been consulting with a lot of startups who have literally like zero digital presence, as we were speaking backstage. So there have
Yeah.
been startups that I have created a Facebook page for. I have gotten them digitalized completely, like doing everything for them, basically running the show. And and also I've worked with brands which are like heavily invested into marketing, who have a good amount of social media presence, and they know what they're doing. So yeah, that's been my journey for past 5.5 years now. And over this course of time, I realized that it's very difficult to find non fancy but relevant information when it comes to marketing, and when it comes to paid ads specifically. The
Yeah.
platforms keep on evolving and changing all the time. So you cannot be dependent on one pre-recorded video, or you cannot be dependent on one ebook which was written years back. That's how I started with super ads. Super ads is a passion project, I call it, like my passion project, wherein I conduct live training programs on the weekend, and I've kept it super affordable at like $57, wherein I have a lot of people who are business owners who do not have a lot of funds in to to hire somebody to manage their page ad. They're just trying to figure out what channel works for them, what does not work for them. So I have a lot of business owners and people who want to start their career into marketing. Like I have a lot of people from universities and all these degree programs wherein they know the broader picture of marketing, but they do not know which line they want to specialize in.
Right.
Always stuck with lead generation, because I think that one element or one that component of marketing really gets a major impact on the revenue. Like today when I'm managing bigger accounts or bigger ad spends over my career, so it's very easy to say that whatever effort that I have done has got has increased the revenue by XYZ percentage. So return on ad spend and seeing its impact on the actual revenue of the company is what brings me joy, and that's why I've stuck to lead generation over the period of time. So yeah, that's what super ads was to I
Yeah.
like it took me 5 years and a lot of I would say sleepless nights to figure out
I
myself.
understand.
Yeah, that's how I that's what we go over on the weekend program. I teach you basically everything I know about paid ads, and there's like lifetime support available. You can reach out to my email like throughout whenever you have any issues with paid
Oh,
ads.
that's really cool. I mean, that's I haven't seen anything like that that's really based for people that kind of want to try it themselves or learn and see if they want to be part of the marketing world. So in your course here, number one, the website's very well done. I
Yeah,
mean,
thank
nice
you.
job on that. Of course, you got the experience. So, but when you do your training, is it mostly, I mean, is there like a curriculum and everything for folks or is it just you
Yes.
talking or how does it work?
So it like as I mentioned, it's a live training program, and what we do is I send out resources much advance, before the batch starts. I do not expect my students to know anything about it. It's good if they read the curriculum and come beforehand and the resources that I send, which is great. But we go through everything in detail, and as I mentioned, I cut all the fancy words or terms that you will not be using, the noise basically. So I have created a document of, like the common terms that you would need when you are looking at your campaign, like whether you're setting up or you're optimizing towards that. So that is a resource that we go live, as well as then you get access to my recorded lectures post that. So there are, live accounts that I am trying to, teach via that.
Yeah.
Then there's just one assignment that I give in the program is you have to create your own demo campaign for your business or for your niche and come back the next day. What I have realized and learned basically when I was working at Superflow is where I learned all funnels and stuff like that from there. So till the time you practically do not implement stuff, you do not get a better understanding of it, is what I have realized to in my entire career. So till so people like me who want to implement it, and of course you understand it better, there are much better questions coming in when someone like actually tries to set up their campaign and then come back with question. So that's what I tell my participants in the program, that because if you do not attempt to create the campaign right now, probably you're never going to do it. It's just, I do
Yeah.
not want super ads to be just another course that you take up and you forget about it and you never do anything. I really want you to implement, do it once, and then you at least have an idea. And before actually moving on to Facebook ads or getting on into the platform, what I also go through is the pre-campaign prep. Like anybody who's into the paid ads or marketing overall would come to know that there is a lot of work that goes before launching a campaign.
Oh yeah.
It looks very easy sometimes when I have entrepreneurs coming. They thought, oh, we didn't know that there's so much of prep that goes into launching a campaign. So we go through the pre-launch stage. the launch stage, and the optimization stage. So my program is divided into three parts, and I teach you how to do a customer research, not just to fill up excels and sheets, but how you can actually use those findings into your ad campaign. So that's what that's
Okay.
what we go through. Yeah, and I share some of the best practices that would help you optimize your ads better from day one, as compared to just trying to figure it out by losing a lot of money into ad spend. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
No,
what we do into the.
I love that. I mean, it looks like it's a 5-day training. Is that right?
Yeah, so it's a 5 day training program, but the those what I have seen is people like to come over for the weekend batch. It's like a weekend training that I do for 2 hours each, like on Saturday 2 hours, Sunday 2 hours, and then because of the schedules and people going to universities and stuff like that. So I've realized the weekend works much more better, and 2 day life commitment is much better than committing for 5 days at a stretch. And you have my lifetime support if you have any questions related to or you want me to look at your ads before you actually push that publish button. I'm happy to do that. I do consulting for that as well.
Oh, that's great. So, so what is a typical like question that you get over and over that you repeat?
So yeah, that's a very good question, and I mentioned this in every podcast that I have been to. Is people have a notion, or business owners have a notion that you need a lot of money to start paid ads. People think, oh, I need to really invest a lot of money to begin with my paid ad, which is not true. Like I and now my participants in the program also who've been, I'm in touch with them, they have themselves run successful campaign with budget as low as $5 to $10 a day. So but it takes time to optimize. So I'm not saying this is like a magic one that you start your paid ads and you start having leads the very next day. I mean, I've worked with clients who had that kind of expectations also. I'm very,
Of course.
but yeah, but it's not that difficult if you have your right offer into place. If you've set your landing page, your funnels and stuff like that, which we cover in the pre-launch stage in place. Yeah, you can definitely run successful campaigns with $5-10 a day, and then scaling becomes very easy. So scaling in paid ads is easy when your groundwork is right. So yeah, I have the most common question is about how much budget do I need right now to start running my ads. Oh, is it difficult? It does not work. And the second biggest mistake that I see people do is boosting their post, right? That, oh, I have done this in the past, it does not work. And I'm like, okay, show me what you have done, and then we can work around it. And when I actually go in to see, they've not even created a proper ads manager. There's no business manager, there's no tracking happening, nothing. They've just boosted their post. They just run
Yeah.
campaigns for link clicks, or just for traffic to their website. So one piece of advice is, if you are into a service based business like a local business, you should always run a conversion or lead generation campaign, wherein someone actually comes, books a consultation, inquires about your services, and not just randomly just trying to see your post. So work on your brand building organically as well by posting on the social media presence, but your paid campaign should always be focused towards lead generation, is what I feel.
Okay. No, that's great advice for sure. I know I know a lot of people that do the boost thing, and for me it's like that's just a waste of money. You know,
Yeah, that's
you're
totally
not
like
getting much out of that at all.
likes
Uh,
campaign, engagement campaigns is what I have seen people doing. That's not a like a total no option. That's a good thing when you are you have like a good amount of budget to invest into marketing. Then you can run different campaigns depending on which stage your audience is in. But yeah, like if you are on a tight budget, and if you're a service based business who wants to get X amount of leads every week, every month to get your business going, then lead generation is definitely the good better option.
okay. Very cool. So I know there's a lot of changes in the digital marketing space, and um, I know Google changed things, Facebook. I mean, so what have you seen in the last, even in the last year, that's been somewhat challenging for doing paid ads?
So honestly, when you talk about Google, it was basically about the ETAs or the text ads going away. You no longer could, edit your ads, and you couldn't make any change to that. The difference is that because there are a lot of offers and stuff that people keep running, promotions running during Black Friday, Christmas, Mother's Day specials, and stuff like that. So I mean, I remember when we could edit ETAs those days during the promotion, and this thing all the time I would do in a week is updating, clients ads, seeing that no offer is left. We're all there updating the price extension and stuff like that. So with the ETS going, that's definitely a drawback wherein it's a lot of more work. I feel now you have to look keep an eye on your RSAs, or you have to keep adding a lot of options over there. We've lost control, I would say, paid as overall as compared to Google and Facebook both. Automation has come into place, which is definitely a good thing, no doubt about it. But yeah, there are certain things that have like synced down, or it's difficult to get that freedom and that kind of data. Like when you talk about Google also, it has pulled on data on the amount of search terms that you can see or you can audit. So it's like I'm spending money on ads, but you are not giving me 100% data. So that's what I.
Yeah, I mean, you know this, and I've seen it as well. Is Google wants to give you these recommendations
Oh my God.
to get
Yeah,
more money, and they're
that's
just terrible.
they're terrible. They're sometimes I'm like, are you serious? You are recommending me this? I don't trust Google. Then.
Yeah, no, I've seen that a lot. So, so in let's talk about in the paid ad world. AI is coming on, and
Right.
it's people are starting to utilize that more. Are you starting to have people utilize that? Are you utilizing that yourself?
Yeah, I do, but I always, start with manual things first. So, and I read it somewhere and it made total sense. It's like UI is good when you yourself have figured out the basics.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you say, when you talk about manual bidding and like bidding, that's a bigger, control that Google has tried to take over with different strategies. But if the client is, so let's do one thing. Like I like to segregate clients into two. One is like a higher ticket offering like real estate, wherein the value of a transaction is going to be so high that if your CPA jumps from like $100 to 150 to $200, also you are not going to panic. But if that was a case with a local service based business, wherein the transaction size is like five
yeah,
hundred, $600, and you might not have a repeat client, or there's no upsell to them, in that case CPA really matters. Going from 50 to 60 is also going to affect the clients, and clients definitely come back. So I feel if you are into a high ticket industry where CPA is really not the concern, because you will recover that money, sure, you can go with a lot of automated AI bidding options, like your TCPA, that's like your target CPA and stuff like that. But if you are a local service business who has never done digital ads before, it's better to go with manual bidding, have some control for 2-3 weeks. Run your campaign yourself, try controlling the amount of cost that you want to pay for per click, and then you can, once you've established what a CPA could be for your industry or your campaign, you can then definitely switch over to AI or machine learning. But I feel if you're a local business listening to this, you should start with manual bidding. Try to have more control, work on it. It's a lot of work optimizing the campaign.
yeah,
Like just last week, I had a entrepreneur like I was talking to, and she goes, okay, I understand all this, but what exactly is optimization? Like, what do you guys do over there? So I said there is a lot that goes into optimization. Like you have to look at search terms, you have to look at location insights report, you have to look at a lot of different things to optimize your campaign. So yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So I think you should put that amount of work in the initial stage of your campaign, and once it is profitable, you have established a benchmark, and it's optimizing towards that. Then you can release control into the platform. This is what I feel.
Okay, that's good. That's um, so you. I know you manage people from 500 to millions. So is there any difference there when you get into the
Absolutely, absolutely. What I realized is, with lower budget accounts, there is only a limited thing, there are limited tests basically that you can run because you're so tight on budget that, $100
Right.
cannot go to $200 a day. I mean, it just cuts off mid-month. But yeah, so with bigger accounts, there is a lot of room for testing. And testing is really, helping you optimize your campaign, get you better lead quality while ensuring a good cost per result. So that's one major difference is, of course, testing who can pay more to, know what is winning and what is not winning. And especially this testing applies for Facebook ads more as compared to Google because of, so many ads that targeting options that you can do, interest targeting, remarketing. There are a lot of more options available on Facebook and a lot of testing that you can do there as compared to Google as a platform. So yeah, I think the major difference is, of course, the testing you can do. And if the tests have to go wrong, as I mentioned, in high ticket clients or bigger accounts, they're not going to be worried, or they're not
Right.
going to panic till a particular level. My CPA has gone high and stuff like that. So you have more room to test and win faster as compared to small accounts wherein you have to check the pacing and stuff, everything. They and like you really have to be on your toes when you're managing budget.
Yeah, that I know what you mean
But it's
there.
an equal pressure, honestly. If they do not have a lot of budget which to test and limited resources, so the same way it's an equally that is I need to give them maximum returns from what they're investing because they're relying on one source for their leads. And I do not want to lose most of the time. I when I was in consulting, I've said no to certain clients where I know this is not going to help them at in the moment. This is not their best marketing option. So that's a thing when it comes to
Gotcha.
managing different types of accounts.
So, so for a marketing agency, and I'm just picking your brain right now where you can share with people, what pay ads do you recommend for a marketing agency, for instance? Like what
So I
platforms?
would say,
Because
yeah. I would say Facebook would definitely do much better because then LinkedIn is very expensive unless you are a well-established agency and you have that amount to invest. LinkedIn is expensive. Otherwise, people think, oh, it's B2B, so LinkedIn is going to be my best and the safest option. But it's not that. It's difficult because of it has some daily budget requirements, which is not on the case on Google or Facebook. So I think you can start with Facebook because the marketing as an industry is so saturated and there are so many like different agencies available. It's you first need to need to focus on providing value, like you're doing right now here on podcast, providing
yeah,
value first. And then and I do not blame the entrepreneurs also and the founders also because of some agencies, they've been promised a big stuff which the agencies fail to deliver. I have had, have conversation with so many business owners who have signed yearly contracts with the agency. Now they cannot move out of the contract, but they're not even getting the results. And, there's
yeah.
a lot of communication gap between the agency and the client. So I think you first need to provide value via content marketing, via Facebook, which is really good if you have a limited budget. And of course, Google, if you really need to,
Hmm.
tap that bottom of funnel ready to buy kind of a crowd, then Google is definitely your place. So Google and Facebook are two different things that you could start if you were into marketing agency.
Okay, that's good advice. Thank you. Appreciate that. So, do you? So, I guess my question is, why is this a good lead into you to manage people's business as well? Because I mean, is that? And I'm not asking, is that why you did this? Because I know you did it because you saw people that really needed help. But does it lead into more business for you?
Oh, yes, it definitely does. Like, as I
Good.
mentioned, this could be one of my customer acquisition channels. Like, business
Yeah.
owners who come and attend my training program. Now there's a connect, they know what I'm speaking about. For me, also on the flip side, it's easy to work with them because now they're not totally alien. They do not know what
Right.
optimization is now, or, they will know my value now because I've taken them through the entire process that it takes to, put a successful ad campaign together. So definitely this is turning to be one of the acquisition channel. On the other hand, I do not immediately, like, I of course have people reaching out immediately after doing my program that I want to you to take over my ads. I tell them that you try running your ads for 2-3 weeks. You've put in the time to attend a live training like this on the weekends. You've spent hours attending it. I want you to try doing it yourself. I'm giving you all the tips, tricks, and strategies. I'm not hiding anything. I'm giving you. This should definitely work. So
Hmm.
if this does not work, then I'm open to take over your accounts and help you fix and see what. And most of the time, I think entrepreneurs have time commitment. There are so many things that they have to look at, that running their ad is like fourth or fifth in their list, which I agree. But yeah, my major push is I really want you to have value from this program, and try doing it yourself. If you cannot do it, there's help definitely available. So yeah, I mean, I follow the same thing, give them value before I actually start managing their ads.
Yeah. You know what I run into a lot is people that like, man, I want to run ads. I want to run ads. And then I start talking to them about having the infrastructure to take on the leads. And well,
Right.
where's the ad gonna, where the lead's gonna go? And it's like there's so much to it than just like throwing a bunch of ads out. And
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
don't have that infrastructure, you don't have the website and things like that, it does no good. You're just throwing money
And
in a pot.
glad that you got this point. I mean, one thing that I've realized in the past year when I was doing consulting, like years before also, is that when you start paid ads, and that's a learning when I was doing freelancing, is to have conversations on how many leads can the business actually handle.
Yep.
I've been into the situation wherein I'm all in for it. I do my research, the campaigns are top notch, and 2-3 weeks down into the campaign, the advertiser is like, oh, we cannot handle more leads now. And then I am like, oh my God, that was the learning. I've put in so much of effort and stuff like that. A part of me is happy that my campaign is so successful. They're getting good quality leads that,
Yeah.
now they want to slow down on their spend. But a part of me also realized that it's very important to have conversations with client right in the beginning on how many leads they can handle. And then accordingly, you can, start your campaign. So that was a very big learning when I was doing freelancing, to check how many leads that, the business can actually handle. So
Yeah.
that's a piece of advice. Run your math, run your unit economics, and then launch your campaign.
Yeah, it's funny because I ask people that as well when I'm talking to them, and a lot of times I know that they say, "Oh yeah, I can scale.
Oh,
I can take 500 leads," and it's like, no, you can't.
no, you can't. Yeah, that's the first place. Okay, no, you can't. I know what you're trying to tell me. I've been into that position. No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the
So
thing that
getting people to be realistic on that is sometimes tough for sure. I think
exactly.
because
And Mhm.
a lot of people don't
Mhm.
understand, like, for if you do an ad right, and it's someone like you that's professional, knows what they're doing, you're going to get leads, like, and
Yeah, yeah.
you're going to have to be able to handle these, because I think what happens is people either go with somebody that knows nothing about it and they don't get much out of it, or they try to do it themselves, right? So when they convert over to a professional that knows what they're doing, they're going, oh my gosh, the phone won't stop ringing, like.
Right, right. And a lot of times, like, I mean, a big shout out to the clients who are ready to share feedbacks and, like, like real numbers. Most of the time, clients are like, they said I can handle 500 leads a month. And when you start having conversations, they start, getting a little uncomfortable discussing the real numbers. And most of the times, the clients are, not providing back and good amount of feedback that is needed to optimize a campaign. If you are not getting that good quality leads, you need to come back and like tell me what the exact issue is. Like, I have worked with clients where they would give me access to their CRM. I could actually listen to the calls that are coming from the campaign, and I know then what exactly is the problem to fix, rather than clients who are just like, oh, the needs are not good. But you need to tell me, we have to work as a team. You need to provide me an input, and then only I can optimize your campaign. So that's
Yeah,
a thing.
communication's really big key, right?
Right.
So one thing I try to talk about on my channel is I try to talk about, excuse me, give people a little career advice. Some people that may want to get into this field.
Right.
What's one piece of advice that you would give someone that's looking?
I would say start working with agencies. Like that's a career path that I chose for initial 3 years of my career. I have worked with agencies. That is a platform that gave me an experience of so many different business niches, and each business, believe me, is very different. When you run paid ads, it's just I'm running Google ads for them, but there is so much that goes into the background in the research, and you learn a lot about different industries, and then you can pick up. Like today, if you speak about the two industries that I'm very passionate about running campaigns, is one is immigration, and the second one being travel industry. So immigration is also a space I relate a lot to, because I went through an immigration process myself. I moved from India to Toronto a year back. So yeah, coming back to your question, you work with agencies, and now I'm talking about really good agencies. Could be startups. Like I learned a lot when I was working with a startup, and that's what helped me build my career and expand my profile from just being stuck into one domain into marketing. So yeah, start working with agencies. You will learn a lot, because you will have to be sometimes dealing with the client, so you're going to learn account management, client facing profiles. And now that when you are speaking to clients, you will actually learn a lot about sales also. If you were trying to save that particular ad account from getting churn, or you're handling different campaigns, you will be learning a lot. So start with agencies, and I feel you stick to like 2 to 3 platforms to master. Like initially 2.5 years I mastered Google, and then Facebook, and then trying to, and then LinkedIn, Pinterest, and stuff like that. But the major two platforms that used to you need to master when you are getting into paid ads is Google ads and Facebook ads. So try getting all the learnings as possible. Try giving all the Google certifications that are really that will help you get land into your first job. After that, people wouldn't ask you about your certificate being valid and stuff like that, but that would really help. So start with your agency, really get good at 1 or 2 platforms, and once in your career, do freelancing. Even if it was a bad experience, like the freelancing that I did first, it was like a shitty experience, but I learned a lot from that. And like, yeah, that's my piece of advice. Start with agencies, do freelancing, and you learn a lot.
That's
And be prepared to feel uncomfortable. That's
yeah,
been,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
been.
that's great advice. So right now, like, what's the biggest challenge you're facing in your role of business right now, and how are you taking
Well,
that on?
so as I said, super ads is kind of like a passion thing that I do. I do not have like a goal number attached to it. I do not take that pressure. Right now, I am more into, how can I make this program better? I take
Yeah,
feedback from, each and every batch that goes out, be it fresh graduates from the universities, or, be it entrepreneurs. I take feedback how I can improve my program, and then go ahead with that. But really at the moment, I do not see struggles as struggles. I just see that as something that I can now research more about, and get better at it. So that's
very
one
cool,
thing.
very cool. So here's a question I always ask everyone: Is there like a favorite productivity hack that you have that you want to share with somebody? Like, you need to use this program, or you need to use this, and it'll really help you.
So yeah, I mean, I do not stick by any productivity hacks and all, but the thing that I say is, if you do not feel like doing that work in that particular moment, just do not do it, because a 30 minutes task is going to take you 2-3 hours to figure that out, and you will lose interest in that. So the reason that I love my craft, and that's why I do not take like clients who I know are going to be a mental burden, is because I love my craft, and I want to work with clients who are involved in the work as I am. So there are times that, I just shut my computer down if I'm not feeling like doing that. And then I realize like 10, 15 minutes later, I just complete the task much quicker and with much better quality. So yeah, that's the only productivity hack. Otherwise, like I work super chill. I do like a lot of pressure. Oh, I have to get up at 4 a.m. I have to do this. I'm off to bed mostly by 9, 10 p.m.
Yeah.
No answering calls, nothing, because that's how easy I take. I never say, oh, I have to hustle, I have to be awake till this, I have to be researching. Yeah, there are days on the weekends I'm continuously learning. Keep learning is what I would say. That's my productivity hack. I have to keep learning something new, otherwise I just can't be sitting patiently or happily in one place. So that's
Okay.
my piece of
Very
advice. Yeah.
awesome. That's great. Thank you for that. So is there any books that you've read that you recommend? Like,
Absolutely. So two book that I would say is one. I started with .com secrets that was given to me by my leader. I literally don't want to call him a boss. He's a leader. So I started reading .com secrets back in 2020 when we were in lockdown, and sell like crazy. These two books are like the must read. I would say these two are must read books. And then over a period of time, I have like as I mentioned, I like learning and getting deep into the space. I have read E5 Method, which is a good book, and Copywriting Secrets. So these are but yeah, .com secrets and Sell Like Crazy are the two books that I would definitely recommend.
cool, awesome, that's great. So we've been talking to you about your training, your super ads dot live. So do you have plans? And we're getting down to the end, but I know you're training in the Facebook side, but do you have plans to expand into other things?
Oh yes, I am planning for conducting live training program for Google Ads also, but it takes a little bit of time, and I really want to be very what do you say? I really want to deliver value. Learning Google Ads is a little more time consuming. I would say it requires more hours than learning Facebook Ads. So
Yeah.
I'm getting down that line, and yeah, I'm definitely looking at launching Google Ads training also. So.
Very cool. Very cool. Uh, so anything else that you want to
No,
tell people?
this is great. I hope, anybody who's watching this could pick up anything about paid ads. Feel free to reach out to me if you need any guidance or help. And thank you for having me over here. It's been a great conversation.
No, I love. Thank you for coming. I'd love to have you back on. And I'm definitely running to people that need your training, so I'm going to send them your way. So, folks, if you're
Definitely.
new to Facebook ads and you just like, I want to know more, go to her training. It's superads.live, and you can learn. She teaches you all her knowledge. I mean, she's been doing this for a long time and has ran millions and millions of dollars worth of money through Facebook. So she definitely knows what she's doing. So thanks again. Very nice meeting you, and I'll catch you next time.
Right.
All right. So hopefully you got something out of that tonight, guys. What I would tell you is, this is her program is a great program for people that even business owners that don't know a lot about Facebook ads. It might be a great program to go try, um, just to where if you're talking to a marketing company what the heck they're talking about, right? Instead of just going in blind. It's kind of like buying a car. If you don't know anything about the car, sometimes you get taken. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'm going to catch you next week. I can't believe it's Thursday already. And I'll catch you on Tuesday, 6 p.m. right here. Thanks for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for the support, and we'll talk to you later.